What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, and today I'm back to talk to you guys about Warhammer 40k. There's no surprise there. However, today I want to focus on the gaming side of Warhammer 40k because, as we all know, when it comes to 40k games, the good ones are few and far between. Of course, you have the legendary Dawn of War series that, unfortunately, it wasn't as great as it was back in the day. You've got a freaking Thunder Hammer, Terminator armor wielding dude that can apparently do backflips in the air. I mean, whoever thought that made sense and put it in the game and said, yes, this is 40k realism made manifest is not correct. But anyway, we had Space Marine, and currently, I don't know if it's going to be good or not, but they do have a 40k horror game in the works that might be coming out for next gen. Speaking of next gen, I've been paying attention fervorously to all the awesomeness that has been showcased for the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox, and PlayStation 5 is winning in my opinion. They're going to have like a Game Pass with like really awesome games such as God of War and others. Bloodborne's going to be in there. So I'm leaning heavy towards PS5. So with that being said, what type of gaming or games in general do you think the 40k IP should move towards? First-person shooters seem like the obvious choice, because obviously you have like bolters, plasma rifles, las cannons, and whatnot that you could be wielding in battle against the enemies. But if you pay attention to what's going on in the background of this video, this is not a first-person shooter. This is a game called Spellbreak that came out pretty recently, and it's a battle royale type game that pits you, a mage, who wields an affinity towards elements against other enemies. So think of it as Fortnite mixed with Harry Potter / Avatar, because you wield gauntlets that have like lightning powers, fire powers, toxicity powers, earth, wind, and it's pretty entertaining. It's pretty fun. It is free, so give it a try if you guys like that kind of stuff. But I was thinking of doing a game similar to this, but more grim dark, more vile. A game that pits the 4 chaos gods against one another as their followers are placed on a planet and a warp storm is devouring it, and only one champion of that chaos god will come out alive. So it makes sense because like I said, battle royale type games, there's a storm that makes the game map or the battle smaller and smaller until you're literally fighting close combat, and there's no other ways, because if you go out into the storm, you're going to be taking damage and you're going to be dying quickly. So with that in mind, it could easily be like you start off as a chaos cultist and you just fire off regular like bolters or last gun, but as you level up, get more kills, find more loot, your character increases, and eventually you become favored by the gods and you are replaced with a Space Marine. So if you're a follower of Khorne, maybe you're a Khorne Berserker and your attacks in close combat do more damage. If you're a follower of Nurgle, you're a Plague Marine, you got a little bit more health, but you're a little bit slower. If you're a Zechian Marine, a agent of the Thousand Suns, then you could probably do some really awesome things with like warp powers, but at a detriment to less health. And of course, you could be Slaanesh, where you're really quick. You could easily do like hit and run tactics and whatnot, but your downfall is that maybe it's harder for you to recover health, since you like pain and that gives you ecstasy. The more damage you do, the faster you are. And of course, this is not where it ends, because the more damage you deal, the longer you survive, you gain more favor from your Chaos God, and you then become a greater demon. And that's where shit hits the fan, and you see fucking bloodthirsters, freaking great unclean ones battling out, and your abilities just get that much more crazy and insane. So to be the last one standing and you're like fighting against like Bloodthirster versus Bloodthirster, It's just an awesome sight to behold, and I think something like that would be really fun. Like I said, most 40k games are not meant to be like A1, I guess. I feel like they're more of an introduction into Warhammer. Like, oh, let's get the gamers to see, oh, Warhammer, this IP seems pretty cool. Oh, there's a tabletop game, let's jump into that. And there are a few people that actually get introduced to 40k in that manner. However, there are other ways of doing it. Like, you can make a 40k game be something that's like a 9 out of 10 game. Like, it can happen. I just don't know why it hasn't. Because usually 40k games are like obscure, and not a lot of people that I know play them. Necromunda looks amazing in terms of graphics. So I think they're starting to realize that, hey, 40k could be something that could easily span multiple games. It could easily be a franchise with multiple storylines, interweaving storylines. Maybe you start off as a space marine and you introduce your players to the Xenos and the Chaos factions out there. And maybe you splinter off and you make another game where you start off as like an Eldari and you're trying to resurrect Iniad, and you see the events of like the rise of the Primarch, Abaddon's 13th Black Crusade going on in the background. And that could be a way to have people experience things that you're reading in codices on the big screen. So I think that'd be a good way to do it, but we just have to wait and see until GW realizes that, hey, they could easily be making millions off of gaming if they really pick the right developers, the right studios, and the right genre. Because again, that horror 40k game that's coming out, I can't wait to try it out. And yeah, we'll see where it goes. I know like Vermintide has like a pretty good cult following. So we'll see if they can keep the ball rolling when it comes to Warhammer 40k and video games. And yeah, let me know what you thought about my Battle Royale of the Chaos Gods idea. Because I could easily see it as like a fun little skirmish type game to introduce people to that side. And there's really like cool avenues to explore. Because like I said, Slanesh getting faster by taking more damage, Nurgle just having a fat health bar, Khorne being great up close with like chain blades and chain swords, chain axes, and Zeech wielding fucking warp abilities like smite, and they can fly and teleport. That sounds really fun. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be overpowered ways of like to find combinations and whatnot. Or I wonder what playing as Undivided can give you, because obviously you don't have these boons. Maybe it's just your range damage does more, or you get better weapons. Because you could just be like an Iron Warrior and have access to like turrets, maybe vehicles. That'd be an interesting thing. Pilot an Imperial Knight as you progress. That'd be awesome. Maybe have a Dark Mechanicus be like DLC, and just to see all the machineries going at work, demon engines and whatnot. That sounds like fun. I would pay money for that. But yeah, so I'll leave you guys with the rest of the gameplay for Spellbreak, just so you guys can see, what it has to offer. And that's all I got for today. Let me know your thoughts below. Can't wait to read them. And I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. This has been the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and I'll catch you then. Peace.
Bye.